OMG, what a morning, what a day. I'm doing 5 things at once. All right, I think I can knock this out. It's dark in here. What's going on? All right, let's mark this as the beginning. Yo! Good morning. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of almost 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of planning trades. Let me remind you that trading, even with planning trades, is risky. It's not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. My name is Wayne. I'm a currency trader just like you. I wake up in the morning and I go, boom, I look at my charts. Yep. And the last thing I see before I go to bed, charts. And all day, charts. But I do a lot of thinking about the fundamentals because I'm a fundamental trend trader, first and foremost. And I enter my trades using technical analysis so I can dial in on the perfect entries, but even more important, the exits. I think knowing when you're wrong is more important than knowing when you're right because you already thought about it, so of course you're right. So anyways, ask questions, get involved, and I will do my best to help. Let me know what you need, and I will do my best to serve. There's 6,000 YouTube videos associated with my work. The links to those are in the description below. Link to free training courses on YouTube that I did many years ago. They're still wonderful. The link to those are in the description below. A link to premium training courses at FX Bootcamp, where there's 65 hours for $88. 65 hours. But there's also a link to a live oil trading course that I'm doing right now, even today. An oil trading course. It's half price. Today we're going to do horizontal fracturing and oil and tar sands development. Wow, excuse me. Yeah, so if you want to know about fracking and if you want to know how oil sands are developed, that's what we're going to cover today. The interesting thing is I got like 15 things going on today. I'm not even going to be in this part of the world to be able to do it at 4. I was going to cancel, but then I thought I could do it right after this webinar. If you guys are in the oil trading course, I'll do it like right after this webinar. We'll run over there. I got the slide deck. I haven't even seen it. We'll just do a cold start. I'll go. I'll hope everything's correct, and we'll just knock it out. Or I cancel and do it next week. But I want to do another one next week. So me. So maybe we'll do that today. I don't know why my throat's not. I didn't smoke today. So we'll just run over there and boom. So if you want to join the oil trading course, we're on lecture 5. And so the 4 lectures have added up to about 6 hours. And so, hey, you can still join and watch the other videos. They're all recorded. Also, there's a link in the description below to tradersway.com. An ethical, trustworthy, quality foreign exchange broker. Faster than average, significantly faster than average in execution speed. Very reasonable spreads, definitely not high. But again, they don't market themselves as some BS cheapest broker. That's nonsense. If you get an ad that says we're cheaper than everybody else, run away from that because they're lying. Okay, so you got to have, anyways, their fees are competitive, but they actually pay you swaps too. Many brokers will charge you negative swaps on both sides of your trades. Okay, and they'll slip against you and all these things because they're trying to make money before you blow up your trading account. Traders Way has decided they want to develop a symbiotic relationship with you, like a partnership. And for them to maximize their success, they need you to maximize your success. So they value providing a quality service and education. Okay, like I said, it's one of those days. I haven't even had a coffee yet today, and I'm like crazy on fire doing a bunch of things. So I gotta go fast today, and then I'll zip over and do the oil trading. Then I got to get out of here, and then I got to go up to North Atlanta, and then just like busy day. Then I got to get back from North Atlanta to do the day trading group, and somewhere in there, I need to learn how to breathe. Okay. Alexander said he got 2M under management because he learned from me. Very cool. That's a pretty decent amount, Alexander. Okay. So anyways, Thiago says OPEC increased daily output. Yes, they did. That was, about an hour ago? So here's the thing. They could have done nothing and had no change. President Biden was recently in Saudi Arabia asking for an oil increase. And now we have the OPEC meeting today, the OPEC Plus. They could have just done nothing. But then that means maybe they didn't think of anything. Doing nothing doesn't send a message. Maybe it shows that they don't have capacity to raise. Maybe it shows some level of fear, maybe something. But nothing doesn't send a message. So they had to discuss it. I think the meeting was about 8 minutes long. And they did raise production by 100,000 barrels. Let me ask you something. How many ships of oil is that? When we're talking about moving oil by ship and it moves to refineries in the United States, it's not even close to one. It's raising production by 100,000 barrels is Saudi Arabia and OPEC and Russia flipping the middle finger to the President of the United States. It's a joke. They're like, we heard you. Oh, we'll increase production for you, but go F yourself. In the history of OPEC, that is the smallest increase. It's stupid. And of course, they're not even going to do it. It's just a press release. It's like, we heard you. F you. F you. It shows that Biden's visit to the Middle East was stupid to begin with, and it was perceived as stupid by the people who he visited, and they mocked him on the way out. So it didn't make sense. It was a dumb play, and they're laughing. They're laughing. It's funny. Okay? It's so insignificant that they could have just said zero and it would have changed nothing. But they did it on purpose to send a message. We heard you? No. I'm telling you, it's the smallest increase in the history of OPEC. Try to tell me that that's not a message. Okay? Anywho, let's move on.com. Let's take a look at the world. Okay? One of the things we were talking about is setting up a new move today. We were in the day trading group, okay, last night, and we had two possibilities, okay? And Well, depending on where your stop was, they both worked. Cool. Cool. Nice. Cool, right? Low, low, low. Up, 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 up. Even if you sold here, perfectly fine. And if you sold here, that's actually perfectly normal. That's just a normal trade. It's just, this is unusual to have this much fade because the move the day earlier was so big. Remember, I titled yesterday's YouTube video, the dollar could get Ripper strong and why. That's what we covered yesterday. And if my mouse would work, it just won't work. Look at that. It won't draw a straight line. Anyways, it came down. Okay, cool. Taking a look at Aussie Dog, did the same thing. Day trading group plan was not that. I'm trying to draw straight lines, by the way. And it's not me. I hope it's not me. Uh-oh. So there's a little Asia front run. And so what this just shows is some mediocrity where you could front run tomorrow's trade if you're a bear. Okay. Still inside the channel. Pig dog. Okay. Piggy. Right? Look at that. Perfect day trade. We were here. This is the proper price. And it dropped just like it should. The actual target is right here. Okay? Straight out of the day trading course. Okay? Lovely to you, mum. Lovely. Lower low, lower high. Take it. Drop it like it's hot. Okay. TT, I don't like buying emerging markets when the dollar is strong. So your Euro ZAR might be okay because Euro's weak, but the Rand is likely to be weak too. So maybe it's a good play where you get a neutral pair, but catch the carry. So maybe, but I'd much rather have a trend than a range. Okay. Abdullah, the indicators, we're adding a new part of the site. I thought it was supposed to be up there today. I haven't had a chance to look. I'm not going to have a chance to look. But in the next couple of days, there's going to be a new part of the website where you can download the indicators. And right now, there are dozens of indicators and 2 auto installers, depending if you're MT4 or MT5. So it's already been worked on. I yelled at people over the last couple of days, so that always makes me happy. So we'll see. Just hang on. All right. What's going on here? Okay. Here's yesterday's range. Okay, real range. And we came down, we hit obvious support, which I identified a long time ago. It held. Real body closed at the top of that support. Okay. The market opened here. It dropped to here and then went up. That's normal. So if you do on a smaller time frame, let me try to find it. Okay. Okay, you see that? So for those that like to use Fibonacci, you get the 50% retracement For those that like the moving averages, you catch, oh, come on, mouse. You catch that. For people that price action, okay, you catch that. Okay? And notice the accuracy here. So that's nice, isn't it? Okay, this is what we call an OOP. We expect to hit this and hit it early in the week. That's a Tuesday. And if that occurs, the plan is to counter trend, which is a CT, back to the CPP. Okay, OOP. Okay, to M1, into a counter trend to the CPP. Okay, that's part of the day trading course. Okay, so hitting this on a Tuesday is part of that training. Yeah, that's what happens with an OOP. And if so, this is what happens next based on the CT. Yep. So now you got the new higher high off of a reversal point, and there's your 50% retracement kicking off the moving averages. Hoorah! Okay? Now, if you're going to read this chart now and say that this is a significant change in trend, the target is 137.66. And you're like, Wayne, isn't it 137.89? No. It's 137.66. Because we call this, and I did talk about it 2 days ago, we call that an inside month. What do you think about that? How does that make you feel? Okay. Again, that's not my opinion. I'm just reading the chart. That's just what it says. Don't get mad at me. Big change in direction here. Big change. So, if you're playing this, remember, it's your decision-making process. If you are playing this as a lower low relative to this low, then you're looking for a lower high. Man, this mouse is fighting me. I think I just need to buy a whole new mouse because I changed the battery. Okay. So you're probably going to look in this zone based on moving averages to get short if you are trading a lower low, lower high scenario. First opportunity would be that moving average. The second opportunity is that moving average. What do you think? That's called strategy. So now you're at one of the points in which you may consider selling. You're at the right price, but is this the right time? That's an E in there. Question mark. Is it the right time? Well, no, we don't know. So you just simply mark this as potential. Okay, somewhere around there. So let's just call it 92.50. Okay, somewhere between 92.50 and 93. You want to consider getting short. Okay, great. That's a strategic decision. Now you drop onto a 15-minute chart, for example, and say, is it time to sell? Well, it's made a higher high on the small time frame. I don't sell higher highs. So I'll need a drop and a lower high. And if something like that occurs, I have permission to engage to the sell side. Not bad, right? For a retired supermodel, that's not too bad. Not bad at all. It's funny. Every time Denise says "makes sense," I always think of that scene out of the quest for the Holy Grail, where King Arthur's talking to God. And God gives him a plan, and King Arthur says to God, "Well, that's a good idea." And God's grumpy, right? And he's like, "Of course, it's a good idea." I always want to say, "Of course, it makes sense." Boo, boo, boo. Yeah. Yeah, Mark, I covered that great detail a week or two ago. The spread between Brent. Sorry. I thought you were talking about the time series of futures contracts on oil. I talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Although that might have been in the day trading group or the swing trading group. I don't know. My life's complicated. But anyways, the spread between Brent and WTI is important, and very often, and I did this a couple of weeks ago. Let me zip over there. A couple of weeks ago, I guess we should do this on the 4 hour. I think it was this drop here. I shorted here and I exited here. And I did it live. I did it live during a live stream. Why did I exit? This is WTI. I got out because Brent hit support. This, I don't have many technicals on here, but at the time I was looking at this setup, but on my other account, I had more technicals and I was looking at Brent. So I got one eye on Brent, one eye on WTI, and Brent hit the target, so I exited here. I exited the short right there. So now you're talking about the spread. Well, that just, I mean, you could read into it. You could. And I'm sure, if you were going to be a full-time oil trader, that might be interesting to you. I don't know if you're going to trade the spread, like, buy WTI and sell Brent and trade them as they narrow, or the opposite. I don't think that's what you're getting to. Does it show differences in supply and demand? Does it show differences in price? It's sort of an international price versus a local price. But what's, I think, fabulously interesting is we trade WTI and Brent, but in the physical market, there's probably 25 different types of oil, all with individual prices. Okay? Well, the divergence between them, like a MACD, sometimes they'll converge, sometimes they'll diverge. As spot retail traders, do we need to know that story? No. What I think is more interesting is the macro supply and demand for all energy, and then you could trade them, right? Do I want to teach you to, trade the spread between them, right? No, that's not what I'm training, but you could look into it. But I think you're going to be better off just trading the macro trend. Okay. Is there a story that the spread can tell? Yes, but again, I think you can learn more about a time series of future contracts on WTI or on Brent and figure out what that means for future supply and demand. There's been, I think, once or twice in my 20-something year career in which there was no spread. And I remember I was coaching one of my groups at the time, and I said, take a screenshot. I don't think you'll ever see this ever again. Where WTI and Brent had the same price at the same time. I had both charts up, and I'm like, take a screenshot. There's no spread. So, yes, but what that shows you is there's something broken in the market. There was something, either Brent was too cheap or WTI was too expensive. But knowing what the underlying problem is much more important than the zero spread. And then if the spread is great, there's something wrong with the underlying market. And knowing what that is more relevant to your trading than trading the spreads. So you see what I mean? Like ultimately, Mark, if you're going to make a serious commitment to trading oil, I would say, yeah, go ahead and engage in learning about the spread trading between these two markets. Like when I took my Series 3 examination, one of the things we had to do was trade Kansas City wheat against Chicago wheat. Both are wheat, different markets. Both crude, right? Brent and WTI, they're just crude from different places. Same kind of stuff, hydrocarbons in a barrel. Okay? And so they should theoretically trade about the same, plus the carrying costs of storage or transportation or all that kind of stuff, right? So you can have a slight difference because of the cost structure, the cost basis of these underlying commodities. Again, you got to store them or ship them. But oil is quite ubiquitous. It's a fungible asset. It's easily transported, cheaply transported, and therefore they should be roughly the same, plus the carrying costs of the underlying asset, and therefore there'll always be some kind of spread, but not much. But when there is a significant spread or an insignificant spread, that's a signal that there's something wrong, but you're probably already trading that. Okay, so there's the big long answer. Okay. I want to repeat. I'm going to do the oil trading course today at 10 a.m., not 4 p.m. Otherwise, I just don't have the time today to do it. But I got the slide deck in from the developer, and he's like, here it is. And I'm like, I mean, I need 5 minutes to I think he didn't put in titles and stuff like that. I'm just going to knock it out, hope it's good enough, or I just cancel. So I'm going to end this webinar in about 10 minutes. That'll give me 15 minutes to run through it and make sure there isn't some obvious glaring mistakes, and we'll just knock it out. And then I got to go. I got to jump in the vehicle and head to North Atlanta, and I got some stuff to do up there, and holy smokes. And then I got to get back, and then I got to do this. It's just so I'm struggling, right? Going back to gold, this is what I said I think it was the day of the Fed meeting. And the market has interpreted a less aggressive Fed, aka a dovish Fed, or more dovish Fed. That's why I didn't say hawkish dovish. I said aggressive, and there's aggressive, continued aggressive, not more aggressive, just continued aggressive, or less aggressive. And the market interpreted less aggressive. And so far, look at it. Look at the price action. It's lovely, isn't it? Okay, this was almost 2 weeks ago now. And it's just following the pattern. Again, I drew it at this time. Isn't that cool? Okay, so I still feel that way. It'll go up until it stops going up. Oil, I'm just watching. Maybe today is a good day for this trend to change. I don't quite have the green light yet. You can see on the 4 hour, all it did was go up and hit the reversal right top. Okay. So if you go like that, all we did was hit that and stop. But I'm hoping that, that we kind of range it and then eventually break. Because I am still a bull on oil. Okay. Oh, and the only thing I'll say about nat gas right now is we have it coming down. And on Sunday, I was hoping for a level of stabilization around this price. And the moving averages and price actions say more downward moves. Okay. But if it were to change direction, this would be one of the potential prices. So once again, you might have the right price to buy natural gas, but this isn't the right time. It's if it reacts, then maybe you get long in here, and that would be the right time. So let's say it goes from 7 3/4 to 8 and 8 1/4, and then it comes down to 8. Okay. So 7.75, okay, 8.25, but then you're a buyer at 8. Hua? You'd have permission to engage, moving averages would roll over. You'd have monthly support with a monthly target in play. In fact, your monthly target is unbelievably high, 12. But I did discuss a possibility. Are you waiting for this? Not that it will, but there is a possibility based on logic, facts, and then some variables that need to occur, that we go from 7 to 27. I'll make that up. You understand what I'm saying? It's so ridiculous. 27, I can't even fit on a chart. I can't, even on a daily chart, I can't fit it. The current top is 9 something. So let's say 18. Okay. And then 27. Now, once again, it's not a prediction, but what I had discussed were the many different reasons and rationale and variables that would come together to create something like that, and why this market is the way it is. Okay, look, we were at less than 1. Now we're at 9. And you're telling me you don't think we could get to 27 under a perfect storm? We were at 1 and we've gone to 9. 900% increase. And you're like, Wayne, I don't think it's even plausible it goes up 300%. Well, we're already up 900%. But again, we talk about this in the oil trading course to understand, why is natural gas market inside of the energy complex? Why is the natural gas market different from, oil liquid-based hydrocarbons, right? Okay. And by the way, nat gas prices in Europe are 40 right now, last time I looked. And right now, it's 7.75 in the United States. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. So I'm just talking about an arbitrage. But I can tell you it's not going to work this month because of the variables we discussed. It won't be this month. Probably won't be next month, but maybe the month after. But I'll already be in it. Ooh la la! Okay. All right, I got 2 minutes. Let's do one more. Let's kill a euro. I wake up in the morning and what do? I sell the euro. I sell the euro. Okay. Kicking off to 55. We got a higher high, but it's trying to make a higher low. There's a bit of a struggle here. It's trying to roll over. It's actually too early. It's still oversold. Kiwi might not have the strength to be able to do it. Okay, we already looked at dollar, and that is a sell zone. We identified this in the day trading group last night. Okay, that is not an entry. It is a target, but we do have it trapped. Okay, and you trap it. Whoop, 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 whoop. And if my mouse would work, somehow that'd be an interesting entry. Okay, but the thing is, oil's been going up. Okay, Euro's been going up, and I haven't even once been interested in it. Not even once. Okay, here's our Euro CAD trade. How many times did we play it off 32? A bajillion. Look, I wrote this down July 12th, probably. Okay. Look, we're still playing off of it. This goes back to the conversation of an inside week. Weekly target is down here. Nice. Okay. By the way, this is what you see during summer. This is what I mean about shooting at rabbits. Okay? But every once in a while, if you're trading, sort of the bigger range, then you got venison sausage in your rabbit stew. Okay? It ain't no moose. Okay. Quickly, I think we looked at some of the yens. We can pop that out, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, so we got that one moving. Euro moving up. And this has to do with yield curve control. Okay. The yen had been strong, and then it wasn't. That's what happens. Okay. So we were way down here, loving life, living large. Okay. And then complete 100% reversal. Okay. Into a day trade. Okay. And this is where, one of the things I talked about, I don't know if that's actually a higher high, but we'll call that a 100% retracement. We'll call it. One of the things I ended the day trading group with last night is having the strength to be wrong. And that's a great example how quickly things can change. Okay. And flipping over, maybe trying a little day trade may have been the right thing. The other way of playing this, of course, is this is your sell zone and you're going to try again. But I'd caution you, when something drops this far and then you have a 786 Fibonacci retracement, that likely leads to a reversal, not a retracement. So like you get stuff like this suddenly out of the blue. And what you don't want to do as a trend trader is, sell here and then sell here and then sell here and then sell here. You see the problem with that? Right? Okay, so I'll leave you. That was a quickie. That was 30 to 45 minutes. Thank you for being part of the YouTube community at Forex.Today. Thank you for being a client of Traders Way. Please visit Traders Way and open up a demo account. See if they can earn your loyalty and respect like they earn mine. If you're in my oil trading course at FX Bootcamp, by the way, it's a whopping $250. It's half price. The link is in the description below. I've done 6 hours of lecture. I'm going to do another hour and a half right now to teach you about fracking and oil sands. The last one, I taught you how to drill a well and then set up your oil patch as far as all the infrastructure that's required after the oil well is drilled. We went by pipe, machine by machine. So for example, one of the things we were talking about recently is that there's a possibility that nat gas prices go up, and because of that, they'll stop flaring and put a meter run on their nat gas lines after the vertical separator. And there are people in this room that knew nothing about drilling for oil. And they're like, hell yeah, put a meter run on that vertical separator, catch that natty, sell it off to a midstreamer, and they know it. And you're like, well, Wayne, I got a question. Do you do that before or after the heater treater? I'm like, that's a very good question. Let's talk about it. Huh? If that excites you like it excites me, the link is in the description below. Like I said, it's a crazy $250 to become a total absolute expert on the energy complex. I'm telling you, you know what the pipes do. You know step by step. So if you missed last week's, part of the beginning of today's lecture is somewhat of a review, because drilling a conventional well and drilling an unconventional well, for 90% of it, is exactly the same. So I will teach you how to drill an unconventional well, and you'll see it's very similar to drilling a conventional well. But then what happens next? When you got that Christmas tree at the top of the, okay, what happens next is radically different. Fracking is like way different. And 2 hours from now, you'll have a really strong fundamental view of exactly how to frack. So I got to go, yo. I'll see you over there. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Hey, that just happened.